So we're doing this again. Yep, we're back at it once again doing these My Hero Academias. This is still Nick's first exposure to this, and gotta say, I'm still excited to see what he, how things go with this. I mean, because my first time through, I loved this, and I really wanted to see more, but unfortunately, given the situation that presented itself with Micah, it really just we could not continue to do it, and which was upsetting to me. But hey, life goes on, things move forward, and hopefully Micah will be interested in continuing this with us. If not, then that's fine. But until then, Nick, so far, what's your opinion on this show?
I like it so far.
Hey, that's good. It's really good. Here is where I think they say business picks up in a big way, especially for our hero Midoriya, and also we get introduced to pretty much almost all the side characters that you see. From this point on, all those characters that you see in the intro are going to be introduced as time goes on, and eventually it's just like, wow, so many awesome characters. And
so I'm wondering if it's like this whole thing with like All Might passed his powers to him, quote unquote, like for real, or if it's like he just knew that he could actually like train him to be strong enough to be like, on that level, and then was like, I'm passing my powers to you. It's like an extra like placebo boost type thing,
Probably.
But I don't know.
Oh well, we'll have to see.
Interested to see how that goes.
Yeah,
how it does after all the training.
Well, yeah, I mean the training itself was to train his body to prepare for the receiving of the power. However, at the same time, you got to think, hey, does this training actually lead to something else, to like an unlocking of a power that he never knew that he had?
Yeah.
I mean, who's to say? I mean, really, that's just one of those things. And well, you're also going to be okay. In the last episode, we were introduced to Ochako. And you saw her power. She can sort of make things float. You remember it was the girl that stopped him from falling?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's Ochako. You'll see her, and she's awesome. And you also saw Ida, who was the stickler for the rules in the during the meeting. The one who told Midoriya that he'd been murmuring the whole time.
Yeah, because that was the one I told you. I thought it was just a bit. I didn't put two and two together that he was going to be a recurring character. Well,
yeah. But, anywho, let's get the video started. We have the video queued up here. Here we go.
What is a genist?
Gina, like blue jeans.
Oh, okay. Somebody said to make sure we watch after the credits on these too.
Yeah.
They said there's a lot of after credit scenes on this show.
Very true, yeah. We'll do that.
Somebody told me that.
Somebody told me.
Someone told me to tell you not to tell me what to do.
I imagine that guy sounding like Casey Kasem on crack. He's like, "Hi there, everybody, and welcome to UA Academy." That's how it goes. You don't pay attention, shit can't happen.
That's like me, though. It's like with my ADD, I'd be like, wait, what did he just say? Oh shit, everybody's going.
Clench your butt cheeks and yell, "Smash!"
Yell, shit!
They're all destroyed. Man, he looks like he's having fun. He's just like, I want to destroy everything. Whoa, big boy. Worth 0 points. I think it's because they don't think anyone will be able to take it down. Just because how big it is.
Yeah. Metal Gear.
Pretty much. It is a giant Metal Gear. Where's Raiden? We need him to cut that sumbitch up. Throw it to the moon. Well, damn. Uh-oh.
Oh.
Oh, no.
He's gonna save her.
All right, kid. Squeeze your butt and yell inside your heart. What a shot. One punch! Oh, his arm.
Fucked up his knuckles.
And I hate to say it, imagine what would have happened with his body if he wouldn't have trained for it.
Probably would have just
arm destroyed,
exploded.
Dead. Oh, his arms and legs both are fucked.
Oh no,
they're fucked. Could you imagine how bad that must hurt falling down? Like all the bones in your arm are broken. Think, man, think. How do you escape from this?
She's just gonna catch him. Or something.
Huh.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah, I thought about it last second. I was like, she's just gonna catch him.
What the fuck? Barf. She barfed.
She barfed the rainbow.
Taste the rainbow! I don't think that's what they meant. There, Ochiko. Oh, kid. I think he passed out from the pain or the fact that he didn't get any points.
I don't know. I don't know how he wouldn't get points for punching that thing out.
It was worth 0 points.
Oh.
Sure. You could say that. That's always something characters with glasses has. They have that moment where the light is perfectly reflecting off their glasses. Oba-chan.
Old lady kiss. That's handy.
Very. Having to wait 1 week. It's like, fishy. I like fishy. Fishy. Oh.
オールマイト、せっかく認めてくれたのにごめんなさい。でも僕は正しいと思うことをしたんだよ。
It looked to me like All Might was there watching when it was him.
They looked like they were celebrating.
Yeah.
A mother pacing. Oh.
You're here as a projection.
I'm here as a projection. It wasn't anything else. It was plain looking. That's me.
せめて私のせいでロスした分。
君が危険を冒す必要は全くなかったんだ。
あの人助けてくれたんです。
レスキューポイント。しかも審査制。緑谷伊豆60ポイント。合格だってさ。
むちゃくちゃだよ。
ここが君のヒーローアカデミアだ。
Oh yeah.
So he did it. He made it.
Yep.
With rescue points.
Figured he would.
Yeah, because I was thinking, okay, if he doesn't make it in here, there's going to be something else that gets him in down the line.
Yeah.
Because it's the name of the damn show.
It was either going to be a thing where he made it in anyway because of that, or he made some sort of like honorable thing, like he was going to get to like come sit in on certain classes but not be like a full student.
Yeah, be like a part-timer.
Yeah, I had a feeling that he was going to make it based off of just that because of what they said. It's like, that's the most important thing, is like self-sacrifice.
Well,
It's
yeah.
like he definitely showed self-sacrifice, and he saved someone, and that's what they say like a hero would be, you know?
Yeah.
So
And
it's like he said, like how could we call it a hero course if we wouldn't let someone in based off of that, you know?
it's something that, honestly, you think about, and it's just like, wow, now that you think about it, it actually makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
When I first watched this, I was unsure if he would make it in because of the fact that he had 0 points. Even though he did what he did, like you were saying, I
Yeah.
figured he would get in based strictly upon, like, in his mind, he said, I barely passed the written exam. However, given his knowledge of heroes and all of the stuff within, the hero system and all that, I figured he'd pass it not only with flying colors, he'd be exceptional at it. And I figured maybe if he didn't pass this exam, he would pass enough on the written exam to where they would say, we will give you a limited physical regimen, and that would allow him to physically develop his powers then,
Yeah.
based upon what we saw here. Because the man, after using the power on his legs and his right arm, they pretty much, like, crushed the bones into a fine paste. And the arm falling down was just like...
Yeah. It's like lucky they have that like super healing lady.
Oh yeah, that
Like,
super healing
super
lady.
medic lady.
Yeah,
Old lady kiss.
Recovery girl. Recovery girl's awesome.
Yeah.
She's the school nurse.
Yeah.
And you get a feeling he's going to be running into her a lot.
Yeah, probably.
Because if all she has to do is just like just kiss him on the forehead, and automatically all of his injuries are healed, it's just like, wow, that's useful right there.
Yeah.
I can actually see it now. After him like breaking his arm for the 30th time, he's like, recovery girl, and she's just like, all right, come on in. She just gets sick of his shit.
I guess my theory was wrong about him not actually gaining any powers from All Might, because that really looked like a thing that he didn't have before, where it like his veins kind of like lit up and shit.
Well, yeah, that's his power, one for all.
Yeah.
The power one for all.
Which that also did look different than All Might too, because I don't think I saw All Might's like veins light up like that before.
Well, yeah, you didn't see it because
it could still be his own thing. But...
Well, you could. Well, yes and no, because whenever. Actually, I don't want to give that away.
Because it's like All Might's thing is kind of like he inflates and becomes, it's like he gets pumped up.
Yeah,
but like
which a lot of people say is the All Might power. However, the one for all power. However, that's not 100% accurate, because how the power works is something else entirely, and it'll be explained a lot later on. But the reason why we're seeing the veins and everything light up in his arm is because he's not used to controlling it. He is not 100% used to controlling it, whereas All Might is. And All Might, his skin and muscles are tough enough and thick enough to where when he does his power up, you don't see his veins. Whereas Midoriya, the power that's coursing through him actually causes his skin to burn. He actually has burn injuries. That's why it looks like that.
Yeah.
It's a literal explosion of power. And That's why I love this series, dude. I love this series because it's just there's so much in it. There's so much to it, and I love that.
I will say too is like one of my other favorite anime series that I've watched recently, which make fun of me if you want in the comments, but Love Live, School Idol Project. This has got like the same kind of thing where it's like a feel good type thing to it, because it's like you watch the characters like go through all this work and stuff, and when they actually achieve something, like you like get real happy for them and shit.
Yeah. Sort of like Naruto in some ways, because Naruto, you know, that was all about.
I didn't get it
hard work.
quite as heavy from Naruto though.
Well, no.
Like, but definitely Love Live in this one, like it almost like brings a tear to your eye when they have those like yes moments and shit.
Well, as people, well, personally for me, seeing this, you know, seeing hard work pay off, that's something that all my life I've strived for, because the number one thing I wanted out of my life was for my dad to tell me that he was proud of me. Because I love my dad. My dad is, to me, a friggin' superhero. The man can build you a house from the ground up and not run into any issues whatsoever. The only thing he hates to do is sheetrock because it's a mess. But that being said, I will never forget when I was able to afford living on my own based upon my own merits and not having to depend on anyone else. My dad told me that he was proud of me, and it was one of the most like one of the biggest moments of my life where it actually brought a legit tear to my eye, because I'd never heard my dad I heard my dad tell me he loved me. He always loved me, but for him to say he was proud of me because of something that I did, or that he was proud of me because, you know, I finished school, or I finished, I aced a test or something like that. But for him to like acknowledge me as a man, because I know that's people see that as some like alpha male macho bullshit, but to me, it means something. It means a lot to me, because my dad is probably one of the most important people in my life.
Yeah, for some reason I've never really thought about that. Like, my thing has always just been more like, at some point I would really like to either buy both of my parents something really, really nice that they would really enjoy, or just hand them both like a big ass wad of money and be like, thank you for helping me out so much, you know.
That's one thing I asked my mom and my dad about both. I went to my mom first because she lives closer, and I was just like, if I gave you the option of, as soon as I get it, $500,000 or waiting a little bit longer and getting $1 million, what would you say? Mom was content with $500,000 as soon as possible, and my dad the same thing. But they both pretty much told me the exact same thing after, you know, I pretty much agreed to that with them. They said, we don't expect you to give us that, though, because the fact that you're able to live on your own, to us, is enough of a testament to us raising you, in which I never thought about it that way. Yeah. Because a parent's job, number one, especially a responsible parent, is to ensure that their child is able to not only take care of themselves, but is able to live in the real world. And not be because my parents, they never fully let, you know, well, at least until later in life after they got divorced. Up until when I was like a certain age, my parents would always be like very proactive with me. They'd always ask me, "Hey, you want to go hiking back in the woods? You want to go four-wheeling? You want to go fishing? You want to do this? You want to do that? Hey, you want to go into town and and get groceries with me? Hey, you want to do this and that with me?" They were always very proactive with like involving me and letting me know that the world was much larger than just my bedroom. And I appreciate that from them very much. And for me, I keep seeing that. I keep, remembering those moments in my life and realizing just how important they were for shaping me on how to see the world. Like, my parents didn't shy away from the hard stuff either. When my grandfather died, or when my great grandfather died, they didn't shy away. They didn't tell me that, he had a rough life and he had bad things happen to him, and he wasn't a perfect person either. He did bad things, and nobody's perfect, guys. Nobody. I mean, you build up these idols in your mind to where they become you almost deify them. I mean, everyone wants to deify like Neil. Well, not deify because that's sort of a silly term when it comes to these people. But everybody wants to see Stephen Hawking as like a perfect person. No, Stephen Hawking's made a fair amount of mistakes in his practicum and his field of study. Same thing with Neil deGrasse Tyson. Same thing with like evangelicals like Ken Ham and friggin' Joel Osteen and all of them. None of them are perfect. That's one thing that I think people need to stop pretending. There is no such thing as a perfect person, and don't play blind man to the fiddler every time they do something wrong. I mean, yeah, Neil deGrasse Tyson's in the midst of a sexual harassment thing. Do I think he's guilty? Hell no. I believe him. I believe him, and given the amount of false stories and false allegations that have come out in the last couple of years and have tried to ruin good people's careers, all because of jealousy or spite or anything like that, that's not good. And oh god, how did we get here? Oh, I know how to tie it back in.
I don't know.
And
I was just gonna say, while we've been sitting here, I actually figured something out. So I've been staring at the Japanese characters, just like seeing if I could read any of it and knew what any of it meant.
Uh-huh.
I actually just realized the second line down on the left. Orumaito.
Orumaito.
Yeah. So
Very
that's
nice.
I guess that's how you say all might in Japanese.
Well, yeah, that's the
Orumaito.
romanization of the kanji.
Yeah.
So
Because that's just
or
like,
Anglification.
There's what they called. I think they call them borrowed words.
Yeah, well,
I think that's the word for it.
Well,
Like, there's a lot of words that like table, like I can't remember exactly how they spell it. Like a table, like they didn't actually have like tables like we have with legs and shit. They have like the little ones that sit on the ground and they have a different name that's in Japanese.
Yeah.
But when they got like tables, like they actually borrow the word for table and like, but they spell it like with their letters. So it's like teiburu or something like that.
Teiburu, yeah.
But yeah, that would be like like the first one is definitely O, and then the dash means you hold it out a little longer. So orumaeto.
Orumaito.
So it's like orumaito.
Orumaito. Very nice. Hey, and them Japanese lessons are paying off for you.
A little bit.
I think
I'm
they are.
slowly getting some shit.
Hey.
Like very slowly.
No, I think
I've been
you're doing
practicing
good.
German more lately because I'm still stuck on Japanese counters.
Lebensraum.
The counters are difficult. What?
Lebensraum.
I don't know what that means.
Pretty much breathing room or elbow room.
Oh, okay.
Lebensraum. That's actually something that
I've been learning the different forms of read and eat right now because there's a lot of different forms of verbs in German. So it's like do,
das,
So yeah, it's like du leist, I think, but it would be like wir lesen.
Wir lesen.
So there's like leist, lesen, lese. There's a bunch of different forms, and you have to memorize them all. So it's real difficult.
And people wonder why we use simplified English here in the U.S. Because actually, I shouldn't say simplified English. I should say American English, because there's actually an awesome thing from the Open University called The History of English in 10 Minutes, and it goes over like how English has transformed and absorbed words from different languages and has become the most dominant language on earth, and why. And it's like here in the States.
Isn't it like still only like second or something though?
Oh no.
So I was thinking that it was actually like second to like Mandarin or something at this point.
Well, let's see.
I know in Firefly they actually speak half English and then they speak some Chinese.
So
still.
Okay, it's barely behind Mandarin.
Yeah,
it's barely behind Mandarin. Whereas
there's 1.1 billion Mandarin speakers.
Well,
and only 983
what I mean is
million
English is the
speakers.
most widespread used language, because you think of its.
So I think Mandarin is still
Mandarin is predominantly
to
Chinese.
China.
Mandarin is predominantly Chinese, whereas English, you have here in the States, you have the UK. People in Germany, Austria, the Dutch.
It's weird to me that I have
Belgians.
not even heard of the third most popular language in the world, though.
Oh, Hindu. That's India.
Okay, so it's just Hindu.
Yeah, Hindu.
So I've never heard it like said all the way like
there's
Hindustani.
Well, okay, there's Hindu, Bengali, and Arabic are all spoken within that range.
Yeah, so I've heard of all of the rest of them except for Well, like, I know I've heard of Bengali, but that's one of the ones that I don't like. I couldn't come up with if I was trying to list you off languages. Know what I mean? Like
Bengali is I think Southern Indian.
Yeah.
Whereas Hindu, I believe, is Northern Indian.
Okay.
Bengali is like coastal, like the coastal regions, and also Sri Lankans, I believe, speak Bengali as well.
Yeah.
Whereas,
kind of sucks because none of the other languages I've messed with other than Russian are on that list. So really, just English and Russian are the only two on the list that I've messed with.
Well,
it's like my other ones that I've messed with are obviously Japanese,
Swedish. Japan's predominantly, Japan is predominantly spoken by Japanese, which is over 100 million, but still it's only one nugget of an island in the entire world. I think Germany has over 90 million people, and I think the surrounding countries all speak German. Some of the, I know some of the Swiss, I know Austria, and I know the Belgians. The Belgians are sort of half and half.
Because the Belgians have their own language too, don't they?
They actually, you have the Netherlands, which speak Dutch, and then you have the Belgians, which speak that form of Dutch, and then you have another part of Belgium, southern Belgium, who speaks part French, and that's just like whenever Deutsch sprechen Sie Deutsch in Deutschland.
Did they ever put it on here, by the way? Because I don't know.
What?
There's one language I would really like to learn that wasn't on Duolingo, and I was kind of sad about it.
Well.
And that is Finnish.
Well, Dutch, they're actually, like, from the Netherlands. Like, Deutsch sprechen Sie Deutsch in Deutschland, that's Germany.
They still don't have Finnish on here for some reason.
Whereas if you actually ask the Dutch who live in the Netherlands, they'll say Nederlanders sprechen Sie Nederlands in Netherlands, which is weird. But instead of Dutch sprechen Sie Dutch in Netherlands. It's a whole weird thing. Dutch and Deutsch are very similar. It's it's almost infinitesimal.
Hence why the names of them, I guess, sound similar. You can actually learn Dutch on here, but not Finnish.
Oh yeah.
I guess Finnish is just basically just Finland, and Finland's kind of a small country. So.
Yeah, same thing with Sweden.
Still,
Sweden, there's not as many people in Sweden as you think.
Anytime I've heard somebody talking Finnish, I don't know why, it just sounds cool as shit to me. Like, there's a band that I like that actually does all their lyrics in Finnish, and they sound really cool.
Hivak Suomi, I believe, is one of their common phrases. I'm probably going to butcher that and probably going to get my ass hammered because of it.
Well, it's like all the guys from Children of Bodom have fucking badass sounding names, too, and they're all from Finland. It's like Jaska Raitikainen or whatever, and Alexi Leo.
Yeah, but English, when you look at how far it's spread in Europe and also in Africa and also pretty much worldwide, a lot of people consider it like the major language of the world, whereas Mandarin, a lot of people speak it, but it's only in one country mostly.
Yeah.
Now that's no diss on the Chinese. I mean, hell, 1 billion people. That's amazing. The fact that you have 1 billion people who are speaking the same language. That's amazing.
Yeah, that was the thing. Like, I think I was starting to say this earlier, but I didn't finish what I was saying. But in Firefly,
yeah,
like they speak English and Chinese because I guess they assume that whenever everyone leaves Earth, those will be the two main languages that they'll take with them to start with. I guess it's where the biggest ones. Plus, I guess just the guess that Mandarin will grow. Even more in the coming years and such. So that's why they curse in Mandarin on Firefly.
Well, that's interesting. I did not know that.
Oh, you didn't?
No.
Yeah, that was one of the cool little facts that I liked about it. So if you ever hear them say something and it's in another language, it's Mandarin.
Well, hey, the more you know.
Yep.
Do. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for this episode of Renegades React. This was My Hero Academia Season 1, Episode 4, The Start Line. So, if you liked what you've seen here, feel free to check out our various other endeavors, including our Patreon and our Discord. On our Patreon, you'll actually find the fully uncut version of this. That is if you're watching this on YouTube. I'm sorry we can't put more footage on YouTube, but currently we're battling copyright strikes, and until they are resolved, we will not be able to post much more footage. We might not, because of just how restrictive YouTube is nowadays with this. Several YouTubers that I've actually spoken to have already been dealing with copyright strikes for showing less than 5 minutes of the entire show.
Yeah.
And I want to show more, guys, but the only way you're actually going to see everything and all of it is by checking out our Discord. And I'm going to actually try and make it a lot easier. I'm finally being able to talk to somebody about my Google Drive, so hopefully I can get my Google Drive back under control, and we're actually able to do stuff on there again and make things a lot easier instead of doing Dropbox all the time. But anyway, thank you all very much for tuning in. Until next time, I'm Nate.
I'm Nick.
And we'll see you in the next one, everybody. Peace out.